So we start this class just by what I could say, like kind of getting real. Um, like before we kind of move into our formal meditation, you might just settle in, close your eyes. I often just give this instruction of like this process of stopping. So you're probably kind of partially stopped, you know, maybe sitting somewhere or finding, you do want to find a really, comfortable position with your body. As you close your eyes, there might be an effort though, you know, how there's an uprightness, like a this easy uprightness. And feeling the earth, this is good, this feeling of being grounded, what is touching, and of a touching or even connecting, grounding, feel the ground. You might have your eyes open, or it can help sometimes to close the eyes to just start to feel kind of balance of I'm both letting go, kind of grounding, but I'm also feeling kind of upliftment, kind of lightening even around the heart space. It's nice to feel space around your throat, mouth. This feeling of putting everything down. There's a lot I could ponder or chew on, a lot of stuff happening in my life, but I'm just going to put everything down right now. You might feel this way at the base of your body. So, a physical, just grounding of your base, whether it's your feet or your pelvis, your seat. The feeling of stopping. And now you just notice what you notice. How you feel today? Physically, how the body feels, or mood, what's your mood, or what's on your mind. So we could call this an open awareness, and just open and noticing what's going on right now. And I can notice this without needing to do anything about it right now. Open awareness or bare attention. Noticing your environment, where you are, and really, if it makes sense to even, look around. As you're looking around, just notice that's the space that you're in. I'm guessing you're in a space where you can feel pretty safe. And as you're aware, yeah, I feel safe, that there's a level of being at ease. But it is good to kind of notify even your nervous system, like feel safe and kind of feel that safety in my body. And there's a relaxing. I'm practicing being still in this called present moment experience. I'm not in the past. Could be, but I'm not. I'm not thinking about the future. My mind likes to go there, but I'm practicing just real time right here. So our initial practice is just the work of being here. And as you're taking inventory in a way, like what's happening in your world, that we're opening to it. We're allowing things to be just as they are. Say we're stepping into reality. We could name it. There's even a kind of a release, letting go of fear. In this very moment, to notice like, okay, everything's not perfect, but it's okay. I can be at ease with the things as they are right now, even if there's stuff I don't like. Feel the body, even your skin softening or relaxing. You might notice how things change, like even in these few minutes. Maybe sounds come and go. Maybe your mood has changed. I'm practicing, just connecting. If it helps, we circle back. So this is kind of a secret part of the teaching is go back to the beginning. Just feeling the grounding, the feeling of being here. Choosing to give myself this time where I put everything down. Maybe noticing it's hard to put everything down. I keep picking it up, but I'll just put it down again. And the feeling of stopping. In a way, we could say this is the feeling of wisdom. This is a wise choice to stop and practice being. Letting go of striving. I'm just going to give a couple minutes in silence to get into the detail. Really had to report after this. Like, what would you report on what's going on right now? So we kind of shift a little bit um, in this class. It's good to just have these times where we are really kind of doing the work of practicing. And then now you're just maybe just taking in some of the words or the teachings, this learning from some of the the uh, what's been handed down as our instructions, and then even how we just learn from others' stories. Like, well, here's what happens when I attempt to do this work. So last week, Jenny was like, it came up this inquiry around what we mean when we say bringing awareness to your object of meditation. So that phrase is often used. And the question was like, well, what does that mean? What is this object of meditation? And like, why is it so elusive in a way, or can be? Um, so what we just started out with, the way of learning about this is that first part of our class is where we really are just taking in, just experiencing what is happening right now. And this is called, usually it is called open awareness or bare attention. So I'm just recognizing what all is happening today. And if you have any past experience of meditation, you'll probably notice that it really is different every time you sit. Like there's a slightly different kind of flavor or, mood or kind of energy. Do you feel, the mind is really active, or do you feel dull? Um, so that's why I say it's not so much that we're meditating. So you might not have an object of meditation yet. So it's just an open awareness. I'm just taking in what is going on right now. So for your object of meditation, it's just present moment. What's arising? What's arising? What am I noticing moment to moment? And I find it's a good starting point to see that um, we have all of these different moods, or every day is just so different of what all is going on in our personal world. So it's a compassionate way to start. Like, let me just look closely, like, honey, what's going on today? I want to know. And it just feels like, oh, someone cares. Oh, it's me who cares. I want to know what's happening in my heart mind, in my physical body. Um, and then, so when we get into an object of meditation, so first, that first part is the work is really just being here. So I'm practicing, kind of my goal initially is like, I'm just here. I'm just not wandering off and fantasizing or getting lost in the past. So we could say meditation kind of starts when I'm able to just sustain being here. And then if the mind is really continuing to just wander, I'm like, oh, I maybe need like a real object of meditation. That's why we call it an anchor. And for most people, an anchor is required. Like it's hard to just continually stay in the present moment experience. I mean, this um, it's just a conditioning. We've conditioned or trained ourselves well to not be here. And so we learn that, like, yeah, I'm not usually completely here. And then when we come back, it's nice to have an anchor that helps us to just feel relaxed or at ease. So this anchor can be things like you might just bring awareness to your hands or your forearms. Um, you might bring awareness to your feet. It could be some area in your body that you're aware of. I just feel myself grounding. I feel my seat. And yes, you will do this again and again. So we get really comfortable with repetition. You could do this hundreds of times during one meditation period. even in 10 minutes, you could do it 100 times over and over. But it's good to understand that this is just part of the work. Because otherwise, we could bring awareness back to our meditation object and we could get really angry about, like, oh my gosh, I've wandered again. Okay, bringing awareness back to my feet. Okay, feet. And then we could get like a little mad. So just to know it's very normal to like just again and again, where are my feet? But when you're aware of your feet, there could be at the same time this a feeling of being here and being grounded. So it can be a moment of what we'll just call freedom. Like, this kind of feels good. I'm just here with things just as they are. And like Jules said, there might be what is called dukkha, things that are not so pleasant right now. But I can choose to just stay open and be with something that's unpleasant. So we have the body as an object of meditation that you knowingly bring your awareness back to. Oh, I'm bringing awareness back, feeling my body, and that it results in, like, your object of meditation is working when it results in a feeling of kind of coalescing, like, uh, and I can be at ease. The sense of kind of grounding, calming. Now, other objects that you might use, some people are aware of breathing, like, well, because just like your body is here, your breath is always there, it's always moving. So it's very reliable. You don't have to breathe in a certain way. You're just noticing, oh, I'm breathing. So it's something that's going on all the time that we typically don't notice. But now I'm noticing. In fact, the breath is like, sometimes I call it a river. It's like watching a river. Every cycle of breath, every inhale, exhale is different, and it should be. So don't expect that your breath should be perfectly like inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You might notice even that you almost stop breathing for a moment. And then you take a breath. So this river is just whoa, or waves. If you've ever watched waves on a lake, if you really study it, like oh my gosh, every wave is really different. And it keeps us engaged. So if you're studying, noticing, breathing, well, that's all you're doing. So you're not in the past, you're not in the future, you're right here. It keeps you anchored in this present moment. Again, we could call this just this moment of being free of this kind of the web we get caught in when we're caught in the past, when we're caught in the future. Other objects you can use, sometimes people actually use words. So you could say to yourself, I'm letting go of tension. If you know that your mind gets really wound up and it leads to tension. Now, if you tend to get kind of dull and sleepy when you relax or when you meditate, you might not use those words like I'm letting go. You might say to yourself, like, I'm right here. I'm right here. And you're noticing like my mind is alert. I'm interested in this present moment experience. You can generate some interest, or you could combine your breathing and the words. And this is pretty common that when you're inhaling, you just say to yourself, inhale, inhale. And then as you're exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. So you might play with these. Um, One way to balance feeling drowsy or too active is when you inhale, you could say alert. And as you exhale, you could say to yourself, letting go. Alert, at ease. And if you use something like that, after a while, you might notice you naturally kind of let go of the words. You just feel the breath. So you'll get to know yourself or get to know yourself today. Like what? So today I'm feeling a little drowsy. So I'm going to really bring in that energy of being interested. And then the other, I'm going to leave one last object, and we already did this, was being aware of sounds. So, what is it in this present moment experience that you could focus on that feels like it keeps you here, it keeps you anchored, and stress or tension is decreasing? I'm really curious about this. What leads to a decrease of tension? So those are the main suggestions. It's good to pick one and play with it for a while, okay? So we're going to move into our meditation. If it helps just bringing awareness to your body and your posture, what you're doing with your body, and that it works. In this position, I feel relatively comfortable. Maybe closing your eyes, taking in the sound of the bell. It's really quite simple, or we are simplifying our own experience. I'm a person sitting. Being guided by this wisdom of non doing. And because the mind is kind of like a wild horse, or it easily follows distractions, I'm going to give it an anchor. If you use breathing, you might even start with like a slightly deeper breath. You really feel how the breath brings you right here. Be aware of your throat, quieting. Whatever anchor or object of meditation you choose. And it's done with great care and compassion. I'm doing this work to decrease stress or tension. Cultivating this balanced quality, being here, alert, grounded, and calm. Practice in silence for a while so that your anchor is your teacher. we remember that there's this sweet effort in cultivating this quality of the mind, the heart being open. Feeling that description of being upright, right in the middle of your life, taking this break from all the striving or wanting, just being. Mm, you might be able to tell I'm in a different location today. I'm hoping you can hear the sound of the bell. You possibly heard the sound of the motorcycle in the background. So at the end of the class, it's really, really kind of, I find important to just notice kind of what just happened in these 45 minutes, like this gift that you've really given yourself. Um, and what kind of, yeah, what we receive, like kind of the change, transformation that happens when we do this again and again, like little drops, planting these seeds, like, may I be at ease with things as they are. May I be at ease with things as they are. And this is really strengthening. Like when we're really accepting things that they are, that's the foundation to really grow and move forward and heal in so many ways and to touch other hearts really and be with, as again as Jules said, this um, the suffering, the dukkha, that of course is gonna, the nature of being human, but and oh, that can be okay. How could it not be that way? So thanks so much, everyone, for bringing your wonderful presence here. And I do mean this from the heart. It wouldn't have been the same without you.